What happens when a family of 5 begins to experience weird phenomena in their suburban home? Furniture moving on its own, strange noises, and some sort of spirit in their television. When the spirits become malevolent and take little Carol Ann into their world through a portal, the Freeling family abandons reason and enlists the help of paranormal experts to somehow get their daughter back. From the brains behind Jaws and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, our topic today is the 1982 ghost story classic Poltergeist. I'm Connor Eyzaguirre.
I'm Austin Johnson.
And you're listening to Filmgazm. What? It's Wednesday already? And it's October? Oh, hell yeah. Our favorite time of the year. When it becomes socially acceptable to dunk your entire body in the horror pool for an entire month. Can't wait to get fucking drenched in horror this month. Certainly going to have a massive poltergasm today.
Poltergeist. That's a new one.
Oh, yeah. We hope you had fun listening to last week's Joker extravaganza.
Hell yeah.
We certainly had a great time putting it together, and you can look for our upcoming bonus on the new film Joker sometime next week after we see it in theaters this weekend.
Cannot wait for this film.
Very excited.
This is like the most anticipated film of the fall. It's already happening. I cannot wait.
I get the feeling it's going to be unlike anything we've ever seen.
Yeah, Todd Phillips. I don't know people. This is the guy who made The Hangover, and I can't wait. It's the whole new territory for this guy. Whole new territory for us as fans. Can't fucking wait.
Oh, it's gonna be fantastic.
Hey, bet your ass it's gonna be a real fun bonus no matter what happens.
Oh yeah, we're either gonna be ranting about a fantastic movie,
yeah,
or super pissed that it wasn't what we wanted.
Yeah, I will not beat down the middle. I will not beat down. No, I'm already committed to one way or the other.
Oh boy. And for our October Weird Shit Wednesday, we wanted to celebrate the life and career of someone whose very name oozes horror. Someone who helped shape the genre into what it is today. And that someone is Vincent Price.
Can't wait.
The horror icon who took up the mantle from Bela Lugosi, Lon Chaney Jr., and Boris Karloff and became the face of the horror genre throughout the 1950s and early 1960s. We'll go into the films that most fans consider his greatest, including House of Wax, The Fly, The Last Man on Earth, The Abominable Dr. Phibes, and House on Haunted Hill, among others. A great subject to cap off our first October.
Exactly. First October here for the podcast for Filmgazm, as we are going strong here, and this is going to be really fun to kind of dive back into, like you said, the 50s and 60s.
Classic horror.
Really, really stretch our minds and hopefully stretch yours as well.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait.
Vincent Price.
I'm super excited. So many things I haven't seen. I cannot wait.
Oh, me too.
I'm going to start digging in because, these things fucking catch up to us. Got to keep watching, make sure I see everything. So
I've only seen The Fly going in.
Same.
Yeah. All right, this is going to be fun.
Great. We both know the name very well, of course.
Yeah.
And there's probably some things I've seen him in that I don't know.
I've seen the
he
Thriller
has
music video.
150 acting credits, so I don't know.
I've seen the Thriller music video.
Oh, yeah, of course. I've seen that plenty of times.
But
I think it's overrated.
Anyway, we don't have that kind of time.
Yeah, anyway, move on. Go.
So, before we get into Poltergeist, I got a beefy rewind for you guys.
Yeah.
I've got personal updates on The Hitcher, It, and Creepshow.
Let's go.
Buckle up. First of all, I watched the 2007 remake of The Hitcher, starring Sean Bean as John Ryder, and it was exactly as bad as I figured it was going to be. IMDb score of 5.6, Rotten Tomatoes score of 21%, and I would say both of those are accurate.
Oh, wow. Somewhere in the middle of those? Or like a 3, 4?
I give it a 6 because Bean was good, but he was not Rutger Hauer good. And there were other problems, too. The fact that other than there being 2 victims he's stalking now, it's a carbon copy. It's the same movie.
Oh, no.
It's Psycho. It's same deal.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And Sean Bean just doesn't have that same level of menace. And this is not a movie you can really do in the age of cell phones.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
That's a good call. That happens a lot with horror. Horror is so good if you don't have the phones.
Because in the original Hitcher, he's trapped with this guy. There's no way to get out of this.
Yeah.
And in the new
one...
one...
That's a good point, yeah.
I mean, there's so many ways they could have escaped from this guy in the new movie. And you got Neil McDonough, who I usually really like, playing the most over-the-top, ridiculous cowboy sheriff dude.
Frustrating as hell.
And it's annoying as hell. This was just a disaster. But, I wanted to watch it so I could talk about it here, but...
Well, it's always good to have those. Just have those in your back pocket to know the difference between the two.
Yeah.
The original and remakes.
Big time.
For sure.
And the original takes it, absolutely.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Rucker Hauer? Fuck, yes.
Not even close. That was a good episode. Good Filmgazm episode.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Killer. Next up, I found out something pretty cool about one of the monsters in 2017's It.
Oh, feed me. Here we go.
Director Andy Muschietti grew up with a painting by Amedeo Modigliani in his house. It was a painting of a slender woman with a long neck and a thin head.
No.
Does that sound familiar?
Oh, no.
This image haunted him as a child and became the basis for not only the flute painting that attacks Stan in It, but also the creature in his debut film, Mama.
Ugh.
That painting gave us both of those. Ooh, and I looked up some of this guy's work, and it all looks like that.
Yeah, it's frightening.
It's incredibly creepy.
Jeez. Oh, that's a good tidbit right there.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's all about, you write what you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, what hurts you and harms you and scares you and makes you freak out is what's going to translate the best, for sure.
Oof. And finally, the first episode of Creepshow premiered this past week on the horror streaming service Shudder. It was a great start to what I'm sure is going to be a kick-ass horror series. The format's going to be 2 horror stories per episode, with the debut featuring the classic Stephen King short Grey Matter, starring Tobin Bell, Giancarlo Esposito, and Adrienne Barbeau.
Oh, yeah.
So fucking great.
Yeah.
Grey Matter was fantastic.
I'll have to check it out for sure.
One of his creepiest stories, and one of the best adaptations of it.
That's really cool. Of course we love Giancarlo.
Great start.
Yeah, that's really cool.
The second was The House of the Head, which I thought was okay, but not as great as the first story. I'm not going to go into details, just in case there's listeners who want to check this out.
For sure, yeah.
Which I recommend. It's going to be good. I subscribe to Shudder just to watch it, and it's a neat service for horror fans. If you're a horror fan, you should get Shudder.
Yeah, Shudder is one of those things that, it's just kind of
an
unwritten rule that you gotta have that.
It's not a paid promotion, but you should check it out.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
You hear that, Shudder? Put more movies on there.
Well, there it goes. Now we're not fucking getting it. So let's get into it. What you said that it had been a while since you saw Poltergeist.
Long time.
So
I don't even know how long, to be honest. Years.
So what were your initial thoughts revisiting it?
Revisiting it, I was really, really excited. I told you I didn't own it, so I just bought it on DVD because it's one of those that should be in my catalog, my personal catalog.
Yeah,
it's just like I remembered. It's the preeminent haunted house, like scary. We're all trapped in this suburban home, white American family in the 80s. It's the preeminent movie of that. It's the best of that. The paranormal shit going on. It's awesome. Everything hits. It's like the Beatles, man. It's just simple. Just fucking works, though. It's perfect. There's no beats missed, It hits every note. Love it. I'm so glad we did it. I think this is like one of those that you can't dislike. You know what I mean? It's not even like, oh, what's your opinion? It's like, this is just a classic.
Yeah.
You know? What about you? I know this is one of your, like, kind of...
Oh, yeah.
Like, this has been something that you...
This is one of my favorite ghost stories. And I find something to be creeped out by, something new, every single time I watch this. Mm-hmm. I get freaked out every time.
Yeah, man.
There's scenes in this that are so disturbing,
creepy
so creepy.
They look good, man.
It's great. It holds up.
The Carol Ann getting sucked into the closet. It looks good.
The fucking tree.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It looks really. It looks great. And that's my man. Watching it, I was like, this is a fucking blast. Like I really, really, really wish people would take some notes out of it. The practicality of the scares and the realism of these scares in this movie are top notch, man. They're really good. Really, really great stuff.
It's all about. I am a firm believer in less is more. And with Poltergeist, it's really all about just subtle things until shit gets escalated to the nth degree.
Yeah. The less is more philosophy. A guy comes to mind, Steven Spielberg, of course, the guy who had his hand in this movie. Personally, we both think he directed it.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, there's just too much going on in Poltergeist that is like that's Spielberg's like exact formula of like what he does in movies. Where exactly what you said, Connor, is less is more.
Yeah,
fascinating.
Mm-hmm. So Poltergeist was quote unquote directed by Tobe Hooper. Famous for also directing the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 1974. He's a horror icon who gave us 2 incredible horror classics, but not much else, admittedly.
Yeah.
And he died in 2017 at age 74 of natural causes. But, I mean, just those 2 films alone, his legacy is going to be lasting forever.
Yeah. Really, if he just had one of them. So,
the movie was written by legendary director Steven Spielberg, whose achievements and famous films we covered in the Jaws episode.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, this was one of 2 films that came from a screenplay Spielberg had written called Night Skies, which he wrote after Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Having just done a nice alien story, he wanted to do a dark one. In Night Skies, a suburban family was terrorized by vicious alien visitors. He even had Tobe Hooper in mind to direct. He instead decided to take the otherworldly visitor angle and the alien angle and split them in 2. One of these films was Poltergeist, and the other was E.T. the Extraterrestrial. We have a bonus in mind for that film, which we'll discuss at the end.
Oh, yeah.
But how crazy is that? You can take a screenplay and split it into a fantastic horror film and one of the most celebrated family films of all time.
Only Spielberg, you know? You know what I mean? Literally, only Spielberg can do such a thing.
It's insane. So while Hooper is credited with directing Poltergeist, it's widely believed that Spielberg shadowed every aspect of production, effectively making it his movie entirely.
Yeah, there's tons of people who said that, like, Toby was nowhere to be seen on set half the time.
No.
That Spielberg was the guy who was walking around telling people, hey, you should stand over there, stand over here, do this, do that. Pretty fascinating stuff.
Toby's the guy whose name's on the marquee, but he didn't do shit. Let's be honest here.
No.
Because you look at a movie like Texas Chainsaw and you look at Poltergeist, and it is completely... The skill involved is completely different.
It makes no sense.
It does not look like it was the same
It doesn't make any sense. And again, the Poltergeist is like... It's Spielberg. It's like the definition of a Spielberg film. The simplicity of it. It's like only he can do it, you know?
And the reason he didn't do this is because... Or, on paper... is because he had a clause in his contract with Universal that prevented him from directing any other project while he was attached to E.T.
Yeah.
So he kind of just worked around that secretly, and he got in trouble with the Directors Guild over that. And there's still debate to this day whether or not he truly did it, or if it's just a legend. Let's be fucking honest. Spielberg directed that movie.
Yeah, I really don't... At this point, in 2019, there's not a lot of people who would be like, no, Toby did it, man. Yeah,
Weirdly, there is a lot of people who still hold on to that.
Why?
I don't know.
What's the point of that? I would think people are too lazy. Like, what's the point of hanging on to that when it's like, who cares?
I think now a lot of people is like, Toby's dead, so it's, they don't want to tarnish the dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
But what's the worst that could happen? What, Spielberg pays like a $50 fine? If anything?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just admit it. Everyone will feel better.
Yeah, I mean, his name's everywhere else anyway. Produced by, story by, written by, so, I don't know.
Poltergeist stars Craig T. Nelson as Steve Freeling.
Oh, yes.
Realtor and loving father. You may know Nelson from his role on ABC's Coach, which ran from 1989 to 1997, or if you're over the age of 50, or under. God damn it.
Under.
You're under the age of 50. You may know him as the voice of Mr. Incredible in Pixar's The Incredibles and Incredibles 2, or maybe the Coach in Blades of Glory comes to mind. The man who killed Adrian Monk's wife in the series finale of Monk. That's all I got for Craig T. Nelson.
Strong call, man.
I just watched that 2 or 3 weeks ago. Great ending. Great show. Not a dull episode.
How'd you like that Tony Shalhoub one at the Emmys?
I was happy. I'm happy whenever he gets anything.
Still going strong.
He's the man.
Yeah, he's great.
God bless. But, yeah, Craig T. Nelson, great pick.
Good. Does a fantastic job in this movie.
Good everyman. Good, solid, reliable American father.
Good old family guy,
Yeah. I mean,
he's perfect.
And then Jo Beth Williams plays Diane Freeling, loving mother. You may recognize Williams from her roles in The Big Chill and Kramer vs. Kramer. She was nominated for 1 Oscar, though it was not for acting. She was nominated for Best Live-Action Short Film for her 1994 short, On Hope. You don't see that a lot.
No.
The Freeling children are Carol Ann, played by the adorable Heather O'Rourke.
Adorable is one way to put it. She freaks the shit out of me. Those bangs are like... They're like Jim Carrey's hair and Lloyd Christmas's hair in Dumb and Dumber. The perfect bowl freaks me out.
She didn't scare me. I just feel bad for her in this movie.
Yeah, that's mean to put on her. Yeah, she's adorable. She is adorable.
Yeah,
but her character.
There are lines that she delivers where I'm creeped out. I'll give it that.
Jeez, man. Yeah.
There's Dana, played by Dominique Dunn, sister to American Werewolf in London star Griffin Dunn, and Robbie, played by Oliver Robbins.
Oliver.
Dr. Lesh, the paranormal expert who agrees to help them, is played by Oscar winner Beatrice Straight, who won for her supporting role in 1976's Network.
So good. Network, dude. Oh my god.
I haven't seen it.
They don't make them like that anymore.
She died in 2001 at age 86 of pneumonia. Finally, the odd, short, squeaky-voiced psychic lady Tangina is played by Zelda Rubinstein.
Oh, dude.
Who would appear in the 2 sequels as well.
Yeah, rightly so.
She is weird.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that character a little bit, to be honest with you, because I hadn't seen it in years. I forgot how creepy that character is.
It's unnerving.
That voice.
Can you do the voice?
No. Played by Zelda. What a name, too, you know.
Zelda Rubinstein.
Yeah.
That's a name. That's a character.
Zelda Ocarina of Time. Rubinstein.
That's her middle name? The whole phrase there?
Zelda Wind Waker Rubinstein.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The film has an IMDb score of 7.3.
Yeah.
A Rotten Tomatoes score of 85%.
There we go.
It was a huge success, grossing 77 mil on a 10 mil budget, becoming the 8th highest grossing film of 1982. It was nominated for 3 Oscars: Best Visual Effects, Best Sound Editing, and Best Original Score for Jerry Goldsmith, all 3 of which were taken by E.T., which is kind of funny.
Spielberg beat himself.
Yeah.
Basically. That must suck.
Oh, yeah.
What a terrible problem to have, to beat yourself at the Oscars.
Crazy. It's like the Coen brothers losing to their Alias.
Yeah. So good.
Funny. So, let's get into the story.
Brad Pitt. I don't think Ad Astra is going to be up for it, but...
Oh, God, no.
You know what I mean? It's like a possibility that he could be
He could be up twice?
Yeah. That's pretty amazing.
If he's going to get anything, it's going to be for Cliff Booth.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And I really think they're going to push the supporting. I really do.
Yeah.
I really think they're going to push so that they could both be up and both have a chance at winning. Which is great.
Oh, can't wait.
Anyway, Poltergeist story. Yeah.
Steve and Diane Freeling live in Orange County, California, in a community called Cuesta Verde, where Steven is real estate developer. Diane looks after their kids, Dana, Robbie, and Carol Ann. One night, Carol Ann wakes up and starts talking to the TV. What? I don't know. That's creepy shit.
It's very unsettling. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shut up. Man, if I shared a room with her, I'd just be throwing my shit at her like, stop it! Get back in bed. I don't know.
Yeah. She's talking to the static in the TV, because back in the day, back in the 80s, TV would just be over at night. They'd play the national anthem, and that concludes our broadcast day. And then you'd have snow till the next morning.
So creepy.
Yeah.
In my opinion. That was everybody's like, we're going to shut off now.
Yeah.
Everybody go to bed. We will be here when you wake up.
That's some Orwellian bullshit. That's frightening.
I hate that.
Man.
I hate that because my primetime hours of watching are 3 in the morning. Yeah.
Thank God for cable.
Oh, yeah. Seriously.
Ugh. So
HBO saved my life.
So it's established that Carol Ann is seeing things in this house.
Yeah.
Something's talking to her.
And it's such it's such an easy, simple plot device. It's just yep, we're gonna use that 5-year-old, that really adorable girl. That's gonna be our host,
Yeah.
And it just doesn't allow from that point on, you're like, damn it, the cutest character in the whole movie is possessed already. Great, here we go. Forces you have to watch now. I don't know, it's just perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Very Spielberg.
So the next night, Carol Ann goes back to the TV, stares at it, and then a ghostly hand comes out of the TV, and then an earthquake happens.
Yeah.
And it's great. And after the shaking's over and Mom and Dad wake up, Carol Ann utters the iconic quote, "They're here." Without fail. Chills every time.
No matter what. Yeah. Even when I hear someone say it. Yeah.
And then I think before that, Mom and Dad are smoking weed in the bedroom.
Yeah, dude, they're like
themselves.
fooling around. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great. Spielberg's good at that shit too. He's good at just like making it like just creating a family environment. Yeah. Like Jaws has so many great moments between the family that are like that. He's just good at that. He's good at everything.
He knows people. He's good at writing people. Mm-hmm. I like that.
He is.
Not just characters, but people.
People, yeah. Normal, real people.
Like when they're fooling around and then Robbie's there and Craig Nelson stops and is like, "Oh, what's up, champ?" like he wasn't just about to. It's great.
That's a grab his mom's like tits. Yeah, so weird. Yeah. Oh, so
he's
good.
afraid of the storm.
Hey, champ.
It's great. I love that
Nelson.
scene.
Classic.
So the next day, Mom asks Carol Ann, "So, what did you mean by they're here? Who's here?" And she says, "The TV people." Big red flag. Jesus, it's like these people have never seen a horror movie before.
It's the TV people.
God.
The others. What?
That's
Oh my god.
When I have kids, if they ever say anything like that to me, we are moving out of the state.
Yeah.
I'm getting the fuck out of there immediately. No imaginary friends, none of that bullshit.
Oh my god.
One day, your daughter's going to have an imaginary friend, and
of course,
you better pay attention to that shit. Just in case.
They're here. I just go.
If she says anything like,
I lose my mind, and it's like not even a big deal.
Like the people in the TV tell me to do things.
Yeah, I was quoting the movie that you were watching. Oh god. My whole life I'm like freaking out. My daughter is Carol Ann. What's going on?
So while Mom's talking about that, a glass of milk breaks at the breakfast table.
I fucking hate milk. I really do.
That's all right. Let's go here.
Well, yeah.
Why do you hate milk?
It's because it's used in movies always. For like, we got Anton Chigurh, we got Clockwork Orange. We got this. I just don't like it. It's never a good sign. I also don't like the taste of it all personally. So anytime I see it on the screen, I'm like, if it's not for fucking Santa, then I don't. It shouldn't be on the screen.
All right, that's passionate. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, they're freaking out.
I'm sorry.
That was just an odd thing to say.
Yeah,
it caught me off guard.
I didn't know anyone who if anyone brought up milk. It just happened that you brought it up, and I forgot. I just said it. I should put it on a T-shirt or something. I fucking hate milk. Don't ask me why.
That's
yeah. But it's mostly because I think it's a disgusting drink. But yeah, that's
all right.
Yeah.
Well. So, shit starts happening. Furniture's moving around, and it starts to be kind of, harmless at first. If you could call ghosts moving shit around your house harmless. But then it starts to get intense. And before that, we get the scene I think is the scariest in the movie, where Mom pushes all the chairs into the table. Then she turns around to the kitchen, she comes back, and all the chairs are stacked on the table.
Ugh.
Whew!
It's not even it's not even like boom, something's flying at you. It's just like ha, ha, ha,
it's just there, and it's like a 2-3 second gap.
Yeah,
I don't know how they did that. It's amazing. It's
brilliant filmmaking.
Oh, it's brilliant. So that night, this tree that Robbie's afraid of in the backyard comes to life and grabs him through the window.
Oh my god!
And tries to eat him.
Yeah.
This kid's getting eaten by a fucking tree. It's awesome.
It really is. Trees. I never. Did you ever have a tree like by your window, like when you were a kid, like where you could have that experience? I didn't.
Not by my window, but when we lived in Maryland, we had this giant 80-foot pine in our backyard, and there was always something off about it.
Yeah.
Just a tree shouldn't be that big in a yard.
No, probably not. Probably not.
It's freaky.
Unless you want it to eat you.
Yeah. Big trees. Don't trust them.
Big trees. Don't trust them, man.
That's right. Cut down the redwoods. No, I'm kidding. But while Mom and Dad are rescuing Robbie, Carol Ann is sucked into a portal that appears in her closet. And that's horrifying.
Super freaky. Maybe my favorite little bit. Yeah, terrifying bit of the movie. Mm-hmm. Looks so good.
The Freelings don't know what to do. They can't find Carol Ann, and they realize that something supernatural's going on when they hear her voice coming from the TV set when it's tuned to static.
Iconic.
Yes.
This is the iconic. No.
Yeah. The Phil Collins in the air tonight noise.
That is made fun of so well on Family Guy.
Their Poltergeist episode is fantastic.
It's one of my favorite standalone episodes of Family Guy. It's one of the only ones that I can really point out. Definitely go check that out if you're a fan of Seth MacFarlane.
Oh, yes. So, a group of parapsychologists, kind of like a precursor to the Ghostbusters, Dr. Lesh, Ryan, and Marty, they go to the Freeling house to investigate, and they determine that this is a poltergeist. And it's funny because they're like, we once saw a race car move across, or a toy car move across a floor. It took 8 hours. Then they open the door and everything's fucking flying around.
Ugh.
Like they've never seen anything like this before, and it freaks them out.
Like, well, we've seen stuff move a little bit, but
yeah, it's awesome.
This is like choreographed, though. This is like so cool.
So they're shaking, they're drinking tea, and that's when they say this is a poltergeist. But there might be more than one ghost here. There are spirits everywhere. Mm-hmm. Something's not right. And Steven finds out when he's talking to his boss that Cuesta Verde, the neighborhood, is built where there used to be a cemetery. But they moved the cemetery, so it's all okay. Yeah.
Sure.
So they send Dana and Robbie out of there. They send them away. And Dr. Lesh calls in Tangina, a spiritual medium. And she says the ghosts here are lingering in a different sphere of consciousness, and they're not at rest. They're angry. And that's why they took Carol Ann. They want to be heard. Mm-hmm. And she also refers to a dark presence known as the Beast.
Ugh.
And she says the Beast has Carol Ann. And, I mean, that's just a frightening idea. That not only
the Beast.
Are there ghosts in your house, there is a demonic entity that the ghosts are afraid of that has your daughter.
You're calling the Beast.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It knows what scares you. It's known from the very beginning.
So frightening. That was pretty good.
I know. It's tough. I can't do that. She sounds like she's sucked up a balloon.
Yeah,
crazy.
all the helium. Yeah, helium.
So they learn that the entrance to the dimension is through the bedroom closet, and the exit is the living room ceiling. So they try to figure out a way to rescue Carol Ann. So Diane is tied to a rope, and she goes into the other world. And this is creepy, because she comes back dead, almost. Like, she goes in, she gets Carol Ann, and they both drop to the floor. They're covered in ectoplasm, and they look dead.
Yeah.
And they go into a bathtub, and they are brought back to life somehow by the power of love or whatever. And they're recovering, and Tangina says...
Tangina?
I can't tell. I've been trying not to say that this whole time. But fuck it, it's out of the bag. Is it Tangina or Tangina?
I don't know, but Tangina sounds a lot funnier.
What did they say in the movie?
I don't know.
Did they ever say her name in the movie?
Maybe not. I feel like we'd remember, right?
We would have, yeah. Well, Tangina. Alright, it's Tangina now. So...
We're making that decision right now.
She proclaims this house is clean. And she doesn't fucking know shit. I know from that statement that she doesn't know anything. Because they immediately are like, alright, we're moving. So they start, they got calling a truck, they're moving out. And on their last night in the house, Steven leaves for the office to go quit. And Dana is on a date, so it's Diane, Robbie, and Carol Ann are alone in the house. And the Beast is not done with Carol Ann.
Oh, no.
It ambushes them, trying to get Carol Ann, but it also restrains Robbie and Diane. And this is where you get what many consider to be the scariest scene in the movie, the clown doll.
Mm-hmm.
And it is creepy as fuck. So Robbie has this clown doll in his bedroom.
Why? I don't know why he has this doll.
It's like a 6-foot toy of a clown,
and it's not fun.
Why would you ever have that? But it's sitting in a chair in his bedroom, and he looks over at the wall. He looks back, and it's not in the chair. Already,
classic.
Oh,
freak the fuck
out.
Yeah.
Chills, man. And he's looking around for it, and you're like, it's gonna fucking pop up. When is it gonna pop up? He looks under the bed, it's not there. Camera pans up, it's fucking behind him, and it starts strangling him. And the thing's got like this creepy, evil grimace.
Yeah, it's great.
Diane is attacked by something that hurls her up the wall, tries to throw her out out of the ceiling.
That part is great, too. Yeah.
And she ends up in the backyard looking for help, and she gets dragged into the pool, and skeletons start popping out of the ground. And
it's like hell. It's just unleashed on this house.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Carol Ann and Robbie are being, sucked into this portal again. So she rescues the kids, starts to escape, get to the car. Coffins are just shooting out of the ground everywhere, and she doesn't know what the fuck's going on. So Steven and Dana end up coming home, and Steven's boss is there for some reason. I don't remember why. But he realizes that they moved the headstones when they moved the cemetery. They didn't move the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, this whole neighborhood is built on a giant burial ground. And that would piss off a lot of dead people.
Hell yeah.
So, the Freelings get the fuck out of Dodge, and the house implodes into a portal, which is an insane effect. I don't know how they did that, but it still looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
And other people, the neighbors are watching now. This got attention, so they just watch the house get sucked into a hole. How do you process that?
You can't. You can't. It's impossible.
The family is just beat. They're out of it. They go to a Motel 6 or something, and Steven rolls the TV out onto the balcony.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not in here. And that's Poltergeist.
It's great.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Wonderful ending.
I love it. It's just so, it feels like they won, but they also lost. Big time.
Because they just got to carry this horrible, horrible thing forever.
Yeah.
TV. Just ruined forever.
TV, man. They're never going to look at trees again. They're never going to look at clowns again.
Well, they shouldn't have been looking at clowns in the first place. But
it's true. I mean, the cemetery is never going to be the same. Like, their whole lives are going to be fucked up forever.
Yeah, yeah.
And you get that feeling when they're all going to the motel, not a word spoken. They're all just like,
oh man,
it's I mean, at least they're all together. At least there were no casualties.
Yeah.
But so many creepy moments.
Close
in this.
though. Jeez.
So that's the film, but that is not the end of the story.
No.
Surrounding the Poltergeist franchise is the supposed Poltergeist curse, and there's enough dark shit that happened around this film to justify a curse. First off, there was the horrific deaths of Dominique Dunne and Heather O'Rourke. Dunn was murdered in 1982 by her psychotic ex-boyfriend, John Sweeney. After breaking it off, Sweeney returned and strangled her. He was sentenced to 6.5 years for voluntary manslaughter, but he was released after 3.5 years, and I can't fucking believe that. This is a clear-cut case of murder.
Yeah, I did a little research, and it's not, it's insane, man.
He tried to resume his life, but Dominique's brother Griffin, as well as her father Dominic, kept tabs on him, and did whatever they could to ruin his life by getting him fired or breaking up his relationships. And I'm surprised they didn't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Sweeney later changed his name and fled.
Oh, God.
Dominique Dunne was only 22 years old. Horrific.
So crazy, man.
Yeah. Secondly, Heather O'Rourke died in 1988 at age 12 of a tragic misdiagnosis. After being diagnosed with Crohn's disease, she fell ill again the next year, and her symptoms were shrugged off as a flu. A day later, she suffered cardiac arrest and was airlifted to a San Diego Children's Hospital. She died on the operating table during an operation to correct a bowel obstruction, and it was later discovered she was suffering from a congenital intestinal defect.
Yeah.
Again, she was only 12.
12 years old.
Horrific. I can't imagine.
Absolutely devastating.
And another thing, the pool sequence where the skeletons rise from the ground, those were real skeletons, not props. They used real human remains because it was cheaper than making rubber skeletons.
I'm not surprised.
What the fuck? That's the kind of shit that caused the curse in the film.
Mm-hmm.
And who's to say it didn't make something happen in real life?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. It doesn't surprise me though, man.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg, young Spielberg's like, hey guys, let's be cost effective here. Yeah, let's make sure. Let's make sure we get this as best we can. Oh my
believe that.
God. So crazy.
I would have thought he'd know better. Or maybe he did, he just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. For the sake of the film.
On the set of the first sequel, actor Will Sampson, who also died undergoing a heart and lung transplant after filming the movie, performed a real exorcism on set after shooting had wrapped. Don't really know why. but just more creepy shit on the cake here.
Yeah.
So that's The Curse. Believe what you want. I just think it's tragic that we lost Dunn and O'Rourke so young to such tragic circumstances.
Yeah, it's devastating. Absolutely sucks. I'm really sure O'Rourke had a long, long, long career ahead of her in the horror genre. So
yeah, and just it was so avoidable. It was a misdiagnosis.
Yep. It's fucked up. It sucks.
Horrifying, really. So sad. There were 2 sequels, a TV spin-off, and a remake that came from Poltergeist. The first sequel, 1986's Poltergeist 2, The Other Side, brought back most of the original cast, apart from Dominique Dunn, of course. The Freeling family has moved into a new house, but the spirits are still after Carol Ann. The spirits take the form of the ghostly Reverend Kane, and the collective ghosts all try to get Carol Ann once again. It has an IMDb score of 5.7 and a Rotten Tomatoes score of 37%. Horror sequels in the 70s and 80s just did not work.
Yeah, it seems to be a reoccurring thing, but they're like trying to capitalize on these really good ideas and keep making things and like making these grand epic, stories, and just it didn't seem to work too often past the first one. So
it's insane. I don't know why.
It sucks. It gets even worse here for Poltergeist later on.
Oh yeah. Next was 1988's Poltergeist 3, which saw only the return of Heather O'Rourke and Zelda Rubinstein, but brought into the franchise Tom Skerritt, Nancy Allen, and Lara Flynn Boyle. This time, Carol Ann is staying in a high-rise apartment building with her aunt, and the spirits return yet again to claim her. So it's not the location, it's the girl. Has an IMDb score of 4.7 and a Rotten Tomatoes score of 18%. So,
Ooh, take what you will from that.
I'm going to watch them eventually, but I'm in no hurry.
One day, yeah.
The TV show, Poltergeist The Legacy, ran on Showtime from 96 to 99 for 4 seasons and features a group of ghost hunters who try to protect people from supernatural dangers. It has no connection to the film franchise beyond the title, which pisses me off.
Yeah, classic.
What a waste of time.
Good job, Showtime.
Finally, the film was remade in 2015 with Sam Rockwell, Rosemary DeWitt, and Jared Harris, and it fucking sucked. It's the same story, only now the TV is a flat screen, and the investigators send surveillance drones into the other side. IMDb score 4.9, Rotten Tomatoes score 31%. I give it a 5. This was so bad it pissed me off.
Yeah, rightly so. Sucks that Sam Rockwell was in that.
And Jared Harris.
Yeah.
Like, they can both do better.
Really frustrating.
I saw this the same weekend.
Who directed that?
Who fucking knows?
I'm going to look it up real quick so we can make fun of him.
I saw this the same weekend as Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh my god, what a
I know.
huge difference.
And there were assholes talking behind me the whole time. So just to cap it off.
Gil Keenan.
What else did he do? Anything?
Monster House.
Oh, I like that.
City of Ember. That's it.
Yep. This probably killed his career.
Cool, yeah, it hasn't really done anything since, so.
Yep.
Literally has not done anything since.
Good. This was terrible.
It's almost been 5 years, yeah.
You don't remake... I've said this before, but they always remake the good movies.
Yeah.
They should take the shit they got wrong and try it out again.
Yes, like we did with It.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm all for, like, just off the top of my head, Cujo.
Yes, that's a great example.
Remake that. But remake it the right way, not the way that it looks like they're going to do it, where Cujo's like some kind of government operation.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. That's for another time.
No, yeah, I'm with you, though, man. I'm with you.
It's just, it's annoying. Let's go into some Filmgazm facts on Poltergeist. Number 1. When Robbie is being strangled, the clown's arms became extremely tight, and Robbins, the actor, started to choke. When he screamed out, "I can't breathe," director Steven Spielberg and Tobe Hooper thought that the boy was ad-libbing and just told him to look at the camera. When Spielberg saw Robbins' face turning purple, he ran over and removed the clown's arms from his neck. They thought he was just a really, really good actor. So,
jeez.
Kid could have died.
Steven was like, no, just let it run for a second.
God.
Let's see what he does here.
Something similar happened on the set of Back to the Future 3. Michael J. Fox was almost hanged for real during a hanging scene.
God.
They had misjudged his mark or something, and he was the scene in the movie is him being strangled.
It's insane.
They just thought he was really, really good at acting strangled.
Yeah, you're like, no, I'm dying.
Yeah. Number 2, the clown puppet used in the film is on display in Planet Hollywood in Caesar's Palace, Las Vegas.
That's great.
That is cool. I hope it stays there. Hope no one ever is locking the place up and they look over and it's not in the fucking case. Number 3, the word poltergeist is German for noisy ghost.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And I always thought if you could see poltergeists, they would not be scary at all. Because they would just be some asshole ripping everything off your shelves, knocking your shit over. Yeah.
That's true. That's really funny. I'm gonna knock your pops over here, man. Let's see what you do about that.
I always thought that if you could see ghosts, the fear goes away big time. Because they're just an asshole roommate you can see through who just fucks with you the whole time.
Who's drunk, yeah.
Yeah.
And just knocking shit over. I don't like this in here. Yeah.
You're just watching TV, he just keeps turning it off.
What the fuck, dude?
Ugh. Number 4, the dog's name, E-Buzz, is from a skit on the original Saturday Night Live with Dan Aykroyd, who was friends with Spielberg. They worked together a couple times. And he was an art critic named E-Buzz Miller. I've never seen this sketch.
I have.
E-Buzz
had
Miller?
No idea that this was connected in any way. That's fantastic. Love Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, yeah.
Recently watched Tommy Boy.
Zelensky, the Auto Parts King.
The Auto Parts King. He seems like a nice guy.
God, I love that. I love that Chicago. That Chicago. Oh, I want the goddamn box. It's great.
Your hands move awfully fast. And only when they see what they want. It's so good. Aykroyd's the master. Yeah. Get him a bag of ice. Jesus Christ. Tommy Boy. Tommy.
Wonderful film.
Yes. A film
Tommy
at
Boy's
its finest. Yeah.
Tommy Boy's a great movie.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
Number 5, the sound effect for the beast that attacks the house at the end of the movie is the source for the current MGM lion roar.
Ah.
Yeah.
How about that?
MGM films, the lion. That's the noise. Pretty cool.
I just replicated it to a fucking T.
Oh, yeah.
If you were listening.
I thought there was a lion in the room right now. I almost ran for it.
We're gonna run like lions, tigers, and bears. Smoke this crack with me, man.
If you're ever running from a lion or a bear or something, make sure you have a buddy so you can trip them and get the fuck out of there faster.
Use them as bait.
Speaking of which, you want to go camping next week?
Oh, jeez.
So that's Poltergeist. A creepy 80s masterpiece that gets a 9 for me. I adore this movie.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 for me. Yeah, but stellar stuff. I'm really glad I bought it too, so I can keep rewatching it.
Creeps me out more every time I watch it.
Yeah, definitely can see how that has that effect.
Oh yeah. And before we get into our This Week in Film segment, I believe Caleb Leger, one of our teammates, has something he'd like to say about Poltergeist. So let's see what his thoughts are on this. A lot more credit needs to be given to director Tobe Hooper. After releasing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, he found very little success in the following years. Once he landed the gig to direct 1982's Poltergeist, it seemed like he was finally going to get his big break. Plus, he had Steven Spielberg writing and producing, but alas, it was not meant to be. Rumors spread about how Spielberg was the one actually directing instead of Hooper. Rumors which Spielberg didn't exactly go out of his way to deny. Also, there was the well-documented Poltergeist curse. Nonetheless, the film would go on to become a horror classic. Sadly, Tobe Hooper would still not get the recognition he so rightly deserved, something which would allude all the way to his unfortunate passing. Much like the MCU now, Spielberg definitely had a brand with how his movies from the 80s played out. Poltergeist is no different in its opening minutes. Suburban, middle-class family going about their daily lives when weird occurrences begin to happen. In these opening minutes, we get a feel for who these people are and how they operate as a family. Yeah. For example, the scene when the parents are smoking weed in bed. This isn't meant to shock, but instead humanizes the parents and gives us characters we can both relate to and root for. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And once the scary stuff does start to happen, Poltergeist doesn't hold back. Released at a time when there was no PG-13 rating, it was common for studios to push the boundaries of the PG rating. Poltergeist...
Push the boundaries.
You could fucking say that, yeah. If
I'm talking about drawing a line in the sand, dude.
Across this line, you do not! But it is weird that in the 80s really was just like, no tits, no R. That's all it was. You could do whatever the fuck you wanted, but if there was nudity, you got an R.
Yeah.
That was it.
Or like fuck over and over. Yeah.
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 But dude ripping his face off, PG,
No,
fine.
yeah. Teeth going into a guy who's battling a shark in the middle of the water. Yeah, no, it's PG.
The severed head scene alone should have been an R. Ugh. Anyway.
Oh, man.
It was common for studios to push the boundaries of the PG rating. Poltergeist is no exception. Specifically, a scene in which one of the male characters hallucinates ripping apart his own face.
Yes, yeah.
It's bloody, graphic, and never looks away. That's just one scene. Let's not forget the tree attacking the sun, the scary toy clown, and the use of real skeletons in the climactic pool scene. So even though this may be PG, maybe not let, don't let easily scared young children watch this one. I agree, big time.
Yeah.
PG now does not mean the same as PG in 1982.
Yeah.
No.
I haven't seen some like Poltergeist. Yeah, like Caleb's saying, fucking goes for it.
Yeah, man.
I think It Chapter 2 went for it pretty hard, but you don't see that a lot where it's like all out. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't It Chapter 2 rated R?
Oh, it was. It wasn't PG-13. It was R. Yeah,
yeah.
You're right. I thought it was PG-13. Yeah,
Dude, all of Bill Hader's fucks? Yeah, that
You're
guy.
right. Duh. Yeah.
But I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I thought it was PG-13. Yeah. Duh. Yeah.
Mama would be a better example.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom is. Yeah. Same director too. Yeah.
So now the Poltergeist curse. Like some other classic horror films dealing with the paranormal, tragedy and strange phenomena plagued the cast and crew during production. Several freak accidents and unfortunate deaths also caused the film's production to be shut down on numerous occasions.
Mm-hmm.
Even with all the issues surrounding the making of this film, it would end up paying off. A big hit upon release, and now a classic of the genre, Poltergeist is yet another reminder of the genius which was Tobe Hooper. While it was followed by 2 sequels and an extremely lackluster remake, nothing could match the magic of the original. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get rid of my TV and make sure my apartment complex wasn't built over an Indian burial ground. 8 out of 10. I agree, Caleb. On all parts except one. I don't think Tobe Hooper was as involved as you think he was.
Okay, go back to what he wrote, Katie, real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Because I think he agrees with us. He wrote right here, scroll up a little bit. He writes, much like the MCU now, Spielberg definitely had a brand with his movies from the 80s. So he's admitting that this isn't
True, but then he says a lot more credit needs to be given to director Tobe Hooper.
So I agree with it's hard, but
Yeah.
there's like not even a doubt. I cannot recall what it's called, but there's like a little documentary on YouTube about, and it like shows footage like who Toby wasn't there, man. He wasn't there. There's people on set who were like, dude, he was nowhere to be seen. If we had a question, we were asking Steven.
Yeah.
So it was his show. It was Steven's show, and in my opinion, you don't really need to know what was happening on set. It's just watch the film. You can see this is a Spielberg film, like through and through.
Steven was the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, it's really tough because Toby's passed away, so it's hard. You want to give him his credit, but
and I will give him all the credit for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Exactly.
With this one, I think that this was Spielberg's game.
Yeah.
But let's agree to disagree.
To each his own. Yeah, I just think the information and the evidence is there. Yeah, that it was Spielberg for sure.
Oh yeah. So earlier I mentioned something about an ET bonus. We love doing the bonus episodes.
Hell yes, it's a blast for us.
Anything to give you guys more weekly content. Our new plan is to have the bonuses tie into the weekly episode somehow. For example, this week's bonus will be ET because it has a connection to Poltergeist. They were part of the same movie, got split into 2 different scripts.
And E.T. is, in fact, Steven Spielberg, and it's also from the same year, so it's going to be a very fun bonus for you guys to kind of capitalize on the Poltergeist stuff.
And you can expect these connected bonuses on Fridays. And we're still going to do bonus episodes on the current releases, but those could pop up at any moment.
Yeah, we have no idea. Yeah, that could be any time.
It's a secret Filmgazm waiting to get you.
Yeah. Just know that you can stay comforted that every Wednesday you'll be getting your fill.
Oh, yeah.
You'll just be getting more now.
Oh, yeah.
Minimum 1 per week. Minimum. Maximum 3.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun, isn't it?
And who doesn't want, 3 Filmgazms in 1 week?
I do.
I mean, that just sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to have one a day, except for Sunday, because I go to church on Sundays. Just kidding.
That's the Lord's Day.
That is the Sabbath, and I do listen to Black Sabbath on that day. That's my day. That's my day to listen to metal. So
you guys can look forward to more content in the
for
near
sure.
future.
Yeah. Point being, we get more freedom to say there's an actor we both love or a movie that they're in that's connected in some way to a film. We're going to talk about it because it gives us an opportunity to talk about it and share with you what we love about it.
And branch out a little bit into some non-horror stuff.
Yes,
which could be fun.
For sure.
We love not just horror, but all genres.
Yeah, I mean, we got to dig into, something like E.T. That's gonna be really fun because that's more of like a family, a kids movie. One of Spielberg's, one of the ones that's looked at his best. So it's gonna be a lot of fun for you guys to hear that.
Very much so. So, what happened this week in film?
Oh boy,
let's find out. It was announced that Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum are all returning for Jurassic World 3. Are you excited or are you concerned?
Very concerned.
Okay, I thought so.
Heavily concerned. I wouldn't be if I didn't like. I really don't like these recent Chris Pratt ones. I
think
they're pretty bad.
I think they're cool on your first viewing, but they are forgettable as hell.
Yeah. That's fine. They're entertaining. I'm not saying that they look wonderful. Nothing against any individual like Chris Pratt or anything. I just think altogether they don't do it for me.
I think Chris Pratt is the problem, frankly.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Because he is always playing. He's playing Star-Lord.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm quite tired of him.
I am too.
I think he's pretty one note. Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, he's not bad. I'm sure he's a great dude, but I want like a break, like a year, just some time to unwind.
Do what Jennifer Lawrence is doing. Take a break.
Yeah. But at the same time, to see these guys back,
I know, is
going to bring a whole new wave of nostalgia to the movie, and and Colin Trevorrow is returning to direct too. So I don't know. I'm going to remain optimistic. I'm going to see it, probably, yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah, me too. Like you said, Neil Dern Goldblum is like, to me, one of the coolest trifectas in any movie of all time. So
if only Attenborough is still here.
I know, man. God bless. I mean, Jurassic Park is one of the coolest movies to ever be made.
You can clearly see with this cast that they have spared no expense.
True, very true. Oh my God, that is exciting. It's just I'm just heavily concerned because of how other things have panned out.
I get you. It feels like a cash grab way to save face. I agree with that.
Yeah, because they have not gotten the approval from a lot of fans for these ones that have come out.
But they've been financially very successful.
Oh, of course, yeah. That franchise will never die.
No.
Dinosaurs. Steven Spielberg knows how to beat people to it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I'm going to do that before everybody else does and make it mine. Anyone else is going to be copying me.
Next up, Kevin Feige, Marvel's movie magician, has been put in charge of helming a new Star Wars series.
Thank God.
Very excited about that.
Yeah, finally.
This is a guy, the only producer ever in the history of film who has listened to the fans and worked his plan in to fit in what the fans want. Yes. And I love that.
Yes.
Feige is the man to helm Star Wars, and that's going to be fantastic.
I agree.
Imagine what we're going to get with that.
Yeah, if someone's going to do it, if someone's going to try to... Star Wars doesn't need any saving, but it certainly could get better in quality after these past couple that have come out. I think the quality could raise to a new level, and I think Feige's going to be the one who does it. It's great. It's great news.
I'd like to see something that's not Skywalker. I mean, I like that story,
man.
But...
Oh, yeah, of course, it's classic, but... No,
this is a giant universe, and we've never touched anything.
Endless possibilities. Yeah, I've always thought that. I'm like, why are we interested in this still?
It's taken 40 years to do something like The Mandalorian, which is giving us, a little something different. Mm-hmm. And I think Feige, his track record speaks for itself.
Yeah, I mean, my God. Genius.
Anything could happen. Prequels, sequels, Boba Fett's story. I don't know, just off the top of my head. Who knows? Next up, Jason Bateman and Ryan Reynolds are remaking Clue, with Bateman set to direct. What do you think about that?
I'm super excited because of those two.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And Bateman's kind of in this zone that I don't think anybody ever thought he could get to. He just won an Emmy for directing a fucking TV show.
Even he thought he wasn't going to win. I love that.
No, he had no idea.
Yeah.
I think Bateman is kind of this guy who's had his hand in a lot of different things, and this could be big. I think Clue is a movie that is so much fun. I think we're both big fans.
Yeah.
I think Bateman is the right guy if there's going to be somebody. And then Ryan Reynolds, are you kidding me? That guy could play anyone. And I'm all in, you know. I'm thinking Colonel Mustard though.
Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
I'm thinking Mr. Green.
Okay.
The gay guy. I didn't do it.
Go with Green Lantern. Yeah, just kind of keep playing off that.
Well, I feel like he could play a closeted homosexual.
Oh, for sure.
If they're going to go the Cold War thing.
Yeah.
Probably not.
We'll see.
But
I think it's probably going to end up being fucking hilarious. I think Bateman's got some chops. So
I wonder if Bateman will also star. Maybe he's Wadsworth.
We'll see. Yeah, I can't wait to see who else is going to be in that cast. You know.
Oh,
you already got those two in there. Yeah, it's a good mix. It's gonna be fun.
Fantastic. Next up, Bumblebee director Travis Knight will direct the Uncharted movie, starring Tom Holland as video game character Nathan Drake. And I don't like that at all.
Wait, Bumblebee, what's that?
That Transformers movie that was like...
That already happened?
Yeah, like 2 years ago. I think.
I thought it was I thought that was an idea. I didn't know that had happened yet.
Yeah, that's been out on DVD for a long time. It came out like last Christmas.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow. I feel like I live under a rock or something.
I didn't see it, but I
thought it was like I don't know what I thought. I just didn't know it was. That just confused me.
Well, the guy who made that's doing Uncharted
with Tom Holland, yeah.
And I don't like that. I think Tom Holland's a bad choice for Nathan Drake.
I didn't play that game.
Well, Nathan Drake's about 20 years older than that.
I was going to say, yeah, but I have friends who played it. I thought he was like in his 40s, yeah.
It's a fun game. It really is.
Yeah.
Cool series, great story, fun gameplay. But I don't see Tom Holland playing that role. I like Tom Holland, too. I see somebody more like Charlie Hunnam, maybe?
Yeah, there you go. Better age, yeah.
But, whatever. I'm sure it'll be shitty. It's a video game movie. They can't win. Next up, the trailer for DC's next film, Birds of Prey, was released today. Margot Robbie is reprising her role as Harley Quinn, and she joins Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress, Journey Smollett-Bell as Black Canary, Rosie Perez as Renee Montoya, and Ewan McGregor as Black Mask. I want to like it, but it looks pretty average.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Like, I want to be that guy who's like, this is going to be sick, but I don't know. We'll see.
I don't care. I didn't.
Should we? Yeah, I mean, should we?
Her intro movie, like Suicide Squad, did nothing to make me care for this character.
Mm-hmm.
So why should I care about this? And I think they're marketing. They're betting too much on Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many epic DC characters, so many epic DC female characters that you don't need to bank everything on Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I know.
There's been no press on any of the other characters. Huntress, Black Canary, like, all very interesting characters. Black Mask, I'm excited to see.
Black Canary, one of my favorite characters on Injustice to play as.
Oh, yeah.
So much fun.
It's a fun game.
No, it's a great game.
I want that story as a movie.
Fuck yeah.
Evil Superman? Fuck yes.
And that Scarecrow? Oh, man. The Scarecrow in the game is so scary. It's great. Good video game. I don't play a lot of video games, so that's a good one.
So, I don't know. I bet it's going to flop. And
yeah, most likely. I mean, I don't know. It's a random group of people, though, huh?
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor.
As a Black Mask.
Rosie Perez. It's great. I'll see it, maybe. We'll see. I don't know.
I'm going to see it.
Depends what's going on with my life at the time.
I have to. It's a comic book movie. It's part of the geek contract I signed when I was 12.
When I gave my soul to Hollywood.
We laugh, but it's
it's
pretty true.
Truth, yeah.
Finally,
I have to see that.
The biggest news of this week: Marvel and Sony have reached a deal to keep Spider-Man in the MCU for at least one more movie.
Did you guys make up? Aww.
So we're gonna get closure on that massive cliffhanger at the end of Spider-Man: Far From Home. Great.
Yeah. Finally.
I don't like the way Sony announced it. Like, oh, we've always wanted this. We're glad that the fans just shut the fuck up. Just say what you wanted. Like,
Yeah.
You're getting money, Marvel's getting money, so you're getting another movie. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy it's going to work out like that, but shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Especially, you're not, who are you lying to? Who are you trying to lie to? Like, when people like Connor and I are reading online about this kind of stuff, or just fans in general, we're fucking adults. Like, we know what's going on. We know it's all about money. We're not fucking stupid. Yeah. I'm not 8. I know a lot of the kids that are coming to see your movies are 8, but yeah, fucking be honest. Be honest about what's really going on. Don't do that. Like, well, we just wanted to make the movie all along. It's like, no, you didn't.
If you had, you wouldn't have taken it away in the first place.
It would. I don't know. It's really frustrating, man. Yeah. So much greed up at the top.
I'm happy we're getting another movie.
Yeah, thank the Lord. Yeah.
As long as we get like closure, he can leave with closure, with dignity.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Now I'm like, be safe, make this a good movie, end it, and like, look, can we fucking be done so you guys don't have to, deal with this as fans. It's stressful.
It is. It's annoying.
It's really frustrating.
And that is all for this week, listeners.
Oh, yeah.
We hope you liked our thoughts on Poltergeist. As always, you can leave comments, suggestions, or reviews on iTunes, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. You can email us at filmgazm@gmail.com. Be sure to get back to you. And we will see you Friday for the E.T. bonus episode. And next week, we're back in Stephen King mode with one of his lesser efforts, 1986's Maximum Overdrive, the only film that King directed himself based off his short story Trucks that appeared in his collection Night Shift. It revolves around a group of people at a truck stop that struggle to survive after the trucks come to life and try to kill them. It also has an original soundtrack by AC/DC, so I'm ready for a wild fucking ride.
Hell yes.
Until then, never move into a house that was built on a burial ground, and get the fuck out of the house if something starts stacking the chairs.